Hello. Well, this is a very difficult video to make, especially because we say that this year we're going to focus on positive vibes and positive energy, but I feel like I owe you an explanation. Last year May, about the time that we celebrate Africa Day, maybe a couple of days before or about that time, I got an email from pat@kayiira.com to participate in a webinar discussing matters Africa. Actually, in the email I did see some other content creators I know and other people who are all for Africa or who are pro-Africa. I saw the likes of Virtue Grace, the likes of Ayo Kimathi, Hadija Ward, T West, like all these people were participating in the webinar. So when I got that email, and because I'm very passionate about the continent, well, I responded to the affirmative. I accepted to participate, to be a panelist in the webinar. Well, that's how I got to know Patrick Headley, the man whom I say has scammed me. About that time too, Pat also joined my Patreon. I was talking about offering Kiswahili classes on Patreon and other videos. So Patrick joins my Patreon at £5 per month. He approaches me and he tells me on Patreon, he tells me that, oh, he likes that I'm offering a course and he would be interested if we can discuss on how to make it better. So you see, the people who join my Patreon, I listen. If you have a suggestion, I'm open to listening, and if I feel it's something that's going to add value, well, I go for it. So he shares his phone number, we talk on WhatsApp, we discuss, and then he suggested that we create a course, create a website, africantigress.com, and offer the course. So I told him I would want us to create something that is SEO searchable and something that is, can reach a wider audience. So I suggested that the best name to use would be learnkiswahili.com. So actually the website's name, learnkiswahili.com, is my idea. He said the best way to start is just by starting to create the videos, and then a mistake I did there is accepting, because maybe I was too trusting, accepting to participate in the course without really solidly discussing on the finances. For me, my aim was to at least create something that can have an impact, and because I'm so passionate and I've been doing this on Patreon, so I wanted us to create something, and then of course because of the time and the research and everything involved, we would be able to charge a small fee for people to access the course for a lifetime. And I felt that that would be more beneficial to the people, because this is something that they can access for a lifetime. So we kicked it off. We started creating the course, and I think along the course, while creating the course, we did talk about finances. So we had talked about an equal partnership. But he said, no, let's just keep creating, we'll talk about finances, don't worry, we cannot disagree on finances. And I made another mistake by just accepting. When I brought up the finances issues, I was like, no, let's just create fast and all that. So before we started creating the course, he told me to look for another person to participate. So in making of this course, we are going to simulate a class. So I'd be the center as the teacher, and then we'd have one student and him. So at this point, I needed to get a female student because we already had a male student. I put the post on my community post, and Melissa reached out to me, and I was like, cool. She was willing, and she was ready to learn and all that. So I was like, cool. So we got Melissa as the other student, and we started recording the course. During this time that we were recording the course, I did bring up the issue about finances and the distribution, how we're going to do it. But he said that, no, let's just create the course first. We cannot disagree on finances and all that. I mean, it's going to be something very awesome. We cannot disagree on finances. And he kind of brushed it off. I think I brought up the issue about 2 times, but he was more concerned on, let's just get the course to finish recording the course first. And that's a mistake I've done. I should have insisted at that time that we have to have everything streamlined, finances agreed, and before we even proceeded at that point. So we started the recording from about July or August during lockdown. So I was creating the course, basically, like, that is what took my whole lockdown time. I was not even able to better create content. I stopped the daily live streams. I think some of you might have joined me when I was doing the live streams, but I was no longer able to do the daily live streams because I was always researching, creating, teaching, and editing. And talking of editing, I was not supposed to be editing the course. How we had agreed is that for me, I will research and teach. For him, we will do the editing and the technical part, which is coming up with our website and uploading their content, and yeah, and marketing. He would also participate in marketing. For me, I was not supposed to be doing editing. So when he recorded the first class, during editing, he was not able to edit anything alone because he does not understand Kiswahili. He does not get it very well, and he was making a lot of mistakes. So he reached out to me to help him in editing. Most of the time we were recording on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So because he was not able to edit alone, so I had to always be available on Tuesday and Thursday to edit the course. And editing was really not easy at all, because he's the one on the other side with the computer typing, and I'm the one telling him, no, cut here, do this, no, you've written that wrong, no, write this, do this. So I was the one actually instructing him on everything to do when editing, because he does not get the language. He was making a lot of mistakes while editing. So he reached out to me actually to help in editing. It took a lot of time. Sometimes I had to be available like from the whole day, or from the time I wake up to 8 p.m. Kenyan time, so just to edit. So a lot of people who are reaching out to me during that time, they know very well that I told them I was creating the course and it was taking a lot of my time. At that time, I was even participating in creating content for Africa Diaspora News Channel. I was not able to continue doing that because this course creation was like really taking like the whole time, Monday to Friday, and sometimes even on weekends I had to take time to research. Well, we created the course and we finished before the launch. So before the launch, I asked him if I could go through the course because I want to offer something that is perfect. Those who know me kind of know that I'm a little bit perfectionist, and if I'm offering something out there, I always give my best. So I told him, he was like, no, because I spotted some errors while we are editing, or sometime later, I would, after we edit and we go back to the course to find out where we stopped to continue, I noticed that he still made some errors. So I had to ask him to allow me to access the course in order to be able to ensure we are giving out something perfect out there. I was like, no, it's late, so let's just launch it, and immediately after launching we are going to correct the errors, not the errors. So he created some spreadsheet. I noted some errors, and in order for him to edit, because he cannot edit alone, I have to be there. So at that point, he went ahead and we launched the course. And immediately after the launch, I reached out to him to tell him that we need to correct that. But before then, I noticed something. We launched the course in November, but a few days before we launched the course, he sent me some link, and I asked him what is it. He didn't tell me it's a contract or it's an agreement, because I didn't see any terms. There were no terms at all. It's a link he sent me. He told me to click on it. I asked him, what does this 4060 mean? He didn't tell me what it is. He's like, I'm just trying to set it up ready for the launch. So don't worry, just click on, I think it was, I don't know if it's okay or accept. But there were no terms, there were no, it's just something, Thrive. He used some site called Thrive. So that site, he didn't put any terms, so I didn't even know that I was actually signing a contract at that point, because I knew he was done dealing with the website and all that. So I thought this was actually something that was going to be part of the website creation and all that. So I just clicked accept. So a few days later, we launched the course. So in the morning session, he mobilized people. Nobody signed up for the course. So later in the evening, I mobilized people, and we had a couple of people signing up for the course. So when after the launch, we done with everything, I got email notifications, some drip notifications. I click, and then it takes me to that Thrive website, so it shows the percentage of money I've received. And then I tried to calculate, and then I realized that he had taken 60% and me 40%. I asked him why are we taking 60-40? Then at that moment, Patrick changed completely. He changed. He became someone like, it's as if I never knew him. That's the time when I came to know like his true colors. He just changed when I asked him. Then he now started saying he spent a lot of time, he has I don't know how many years experience, and I don't know, he started giving excuses. I don't know, he spent what amount of money to create the website, to buy I don't know what tools. And I told him, it's okay, you spent a lot of time. I've also spent a lot of time. In fact, I've spent double the time, because every time you are editing, I have to be there. I have to create research. You are not involved in content, the research, creating the workbook. I did all that. I'm the one teaching. So I've even spent more time than you've done. So for you, you're talking about time. What about my time? So he was actually kind of very condescending. He was talking about that, oh, I'm very young, that's why I don't understand these things. He understands these things. If somebody wanted to hire him for his experience or his skills. He also started saying that he had spent a lot of money to build the website, because he had used website builders, you know, because he can't code. So he used there are these websites that offer you pre-existing templates that you can actually use and build your website easily. And I told him the recording application that we used for the course was actually mine, and it was also bought. It was not a free, because it's a bought app. We used StreamYard to record the course. And I told him the best thing that we could do at that time is to, you know, bring on the table the amount of money that you've spent building the course, and I would also bring the amount of money I've also spent, as well as we will quantitate my time, because I've done the research, I've created the workbook. There's a workbook, I've created all that. We'll also quantitate that, and after that, after we've brought all this, then we can be able to fairly or equally distribute the expenses, and also be able to earn at least 50% and be able to earn equally from the course. He got mad and he told me he was not going to speak to me. He would get back to me the next week. And I told him, what about the people? What about the course? I mean, you said you are going to correct the errors immediately after the launch. So if you're not going to talk to me, how are we going to correct the errors? Because there's some errors here and there. And he never responded. He ignored me. Like, anytime I could reach to him, he ignored me. I tried telling him, it's okay, we can have the differences, but let's correct the course, and then we're going to discuss on the financial disagreements that we are having. And he ignored me. He didn't want to talk to me. For me, I was really disappointed at this point, because I feel like my brand, my reputation is in line. I mean, if I'm offering a course, I don't want to offer something imperfect. I want to offer something that's gonna be perfect and helpful to the people. So he ignored me. He refused to talk to me. He was just ignoring me. And anytime I could write him a message, he would ignore me. And this is the same person in the previous we've been talking. I would send him a WhatsApp message and he would respond almost immediately. So he suddenly became too busy. And well, I tried all the time. I was trying to reach him. It was very hard to reach him. So in February, when I was in Tanzania, he sent me an email, and I also called him. In the email, he was talking about introducing a new teacher, and he's not going to create Kiswahili 202, learn Kiswahili 202 with a new teacher. I was like, what happens to 101? What happens to what we created? And what happens? In fact, there was no agreement where we say that there was going to be another teacher on the platform. So it's not as if I was working for you. That's what I told him. I was not working for you to be one of the teachers offering course on a platform. Learn Kiswahili was supposed to be a partnership. It was supposed to be a website that both you and I own. That's what we had agreed verbally. And if we were to introduce any teacher, it would have been something that I have to also know, because everybody who's been watching me knows Learn Kiswahili. A lot of times I even see people mention me on other people's platforms, like, oh, if you're moving to Tanzania or if you're moving to Kenya, African TIGRESS is offering Kiswahili, and they put learnkiswahili.com. Every week I'm getting emails from people asking me about the course, and I don't have the perfect answer to give them. I have people telling me that they're trying to cancel their subscription. I don't know how to respond to them, because I don't have access to the website. I don't have access to Learn Kiswahili. He created Learn Kiswahili 202 without consulting me, without me knowing. He said when I was trying to talk and explain to him, he said I don't know anything. I should sit and listen because he knows what he's doing. So for me, I should just sit and listen now. And I'm telling him, okay, I've listened, so can I also talk? He's like, no, you should not talk because all you need to do is listen. Well, you know, that's very condescending. But anyway, so some few weeks ago, one of you sent me some items to Kenya via the other teacher, because I think people believe that I'm behind the website and probably I'm the one who's hired the teacher. So if they sent the items to Kenya, I'm able to get them, keeping in mind that I'm traveling right now. So they thought like maybe if they send the items to Kenya, I can be able to get them from the other teacher. Unfortunately, I don't know the other teacher. I've never met her. And I asked her, she said Patrick had approached her to create a course. Patrick has never mentioned about me. She does not know about me apart from when she was sent that items and she had to research to find out that I'm actually a YouTuber, and look for my email through my channel, and that's how she was able to contact me. Because of the numerous messages I've been getting across all my platforms, from Facebook, Instagram, and even in the comment section of my videos and emails, people asking me about help. They need help within the course. Unfortunately, I'm not able to help. Some were also asking that they would want to cancel their subscription to Kiswahili 202, the other course that he created with the other teacher, but I have no control over that because he has like kind of locked me out of the course. In fact, at a certain point, he was even telling me that I can state the amount of money that I want, so like he can buy me out of the course. Like that was like how? So he wanted to give me some amount of money so as to buy me out of the course. I said I cannot. Like, I spent a lot of time. I sacrificed a lot of time and a lot of months for him to tell me that I can just say the amount of money I want from the day we launched. The day one, the sales that were made on day one, I can say how much I want from that, and it's like he's trying to buy me out of the course. I'm not stupid like that. I don't know. I've made a lot of mistakes while creating this course with him, but I'm not stupid like that for someone to tell me that I can say how much money I want from the sales made in day one for a course that you've created that is supposed to be or supposed to last a lifetime. So he wants to only give me money from the sales of what we made in day one, and he can continue making the the rest of the money. Yeah, no, that's that's funny, that's laughable. Anyway, so also a lot of you have been receiving emails about, I don't know, we are offering trips, we are offering this. No. African Tigress is not offering those trips you are getting in your email. Learn Kiswahili is a platform that you are building only for learning Kiswahili. Any other thing that is going to be put there, be it trips or whatever, whichever email that you get, know that you are doing it at your own risk, keeping in mind how untrustworthy this man is. You are putting yourself at risk, and if you go ahead and make any purchase based on the emails he's been sending you, just know that I'm not behind it. If he scams you, I'm not behind it. Learn Kiswahili was only, I repeat, it was only supposed to be a platform for learning Kiswahili. The trips and other services, offers, investment, or whatever he decides to offer on that Learn Kiswahili platform, just know it's a scam. It's not coming from me. It's not coming from me. So be very, very careful. Last month, I reached out to a lawyer who wrote him a letter. Patrick was to respond within 7 days. He has ignored it. I'm very sure he read the letter. I shared the letter with him on all platforms. All his email, pat@kayiira.com, that's the email he first reached out to me, and that's the email we used. All the emails he's used to send me messages. I sent the letter through that. I also sent him the letter via WhatsApp. It has 2 blue ticks, so I know very well he received the email, and he just decided, as usual, to ignore and show like he really doesn't care. So based on my lawyer's advice, we are currently seeking legal advice in the UK where he lives, and Uganda where he runs, I think, some business, kayiira.com. kayiira.com in Uganda, that is the same way he reached out to me, like he's part Headley of kayiira.com. So even the link he had sent me to click, it was kayiira.com. So yeah, so we are seeking legal advice in the UK and in Uganda, because that is the only way forward. So for me to come and do this video, and I'm sorry I didn't do it in time to alert you, because I thought that maybe this is something that we are actually going to solve. So this is actually got me to the end. Like there's nothing much I can do, because I keep getting the emails, I keep getting the questions, and I feel a lot more people are at risk of getting scammed by Patrick Headley, Headley. I feel a lot of people are at risk with the trips and all that, because I'm not offering none of that with the emails. And since I'm not able to get in touch with him, this is actually the best way I could be able to reach out to you. So in case you have any questions about this, be free to ask them. I'll probably do a live stream to address this and address all the questions and concerns that you have. Thank you so much for listening, and I'm sorry to inform you this a bit late.